Back to Batman Inc., now to issue 7, still going strong with the Professor Pyg arc, with this issue opening with Ghost-Maker and El Gaucho fighting in Pyg's HQ. Facing off against his henchmen, however Pyg himself isn't there. But the two heroes do find the back room where Pyg has a bunch of Gotham's villains. Riddler, Killer Croc, Clayface, Mr. Freeze, Kiteman, Firefly, Mad Hatter, and Killer Moth. I have some questions on how Pyg caught some of these guys, especially Clayface, Killer Croc, and Mr. Freeze. I don't know if I believe that he could take all of them on. Meanwhile, we cut back to the warehouse. Pyg has found his mother, who is, I'm pretty sure, a doll? Or a taxidermied human. I can't tell. Where he seems to be taunting the young criminals who stole her, who begged for their lives as they weren't aware of what they were stealing. However, he doesn't show them mercy, but he's stopped by Batman Japan, Raven Red, and Clownhunter, who save the young men by engaging in the battle with Pyg and his goons. Raven Red and Batman Japan take on the goons, exchanging banter as Clownhunter tries to get the boys outside. However, they're stopped in their tracks by Knight and Grey Wolf, who explain Ghostmaker and El Gaucho have had their comms off for almost the entirety of this mission. The kids of Clownhunter get away as the 4 Bat Heroes take on the goons. Once Clownhunter, though, gets far away enough with them, he tells them to hit Bludhaven as he goes back in to help his team with Pyg. We cut to Ghostmaker being face-to-face with all these villains. He seems to specifically have hatred towards the Riddler, or maybe it was the Raiders' favorite villain, because, like the last issue, he's presented as being the one who speaks for all of the villains for some reason. Probably not intentional, but I did notice that. Ghostmaker makes a riddle asking how many lives that they have taken, which he says is thousands, which doesn't exactly really work for the Riddler in most continuities, but okay. Ghostmaker puts a sword to Mad Hatter, considering just killing him. But Gaucho points out that Batman has a no-killing rule, and this is Batman's operation because he was the one who called them in. We cut back to the Pyg fight where we see Pyg and Clownhunter battle, with Pyg putting a butcher knife to his throat, to use him as leverage to make sure that the team doesn't attack him. Raven Red plays fire with fire by grabbing a chainsaw pointing at Pyg's mom, saying if he doesn't let Clownhunter go and surrender, he'll chop her up. Professor Pyg surrenders, with Clownhunter giving the final blow by kicking out Pyg, which I must admit was a pretty smart plan. We cut back to Ghostmaker and El Gaucho waiting in Pyg's HQ, having spared the villains, when the Bat family shows up. Nightwing, Batgirl, Spoilers, Signal, Batwoman, and Tim Drake, who are here to pick up the villains. When El Gaucho tells him that he's glad to see that he's really changing. Afterwards, Ghostmaker has a talk with Nightwing, who tells him he respects Batman's wishes, however he still thinks that killing them would have been for the best. After the whole conflict, we see that Clownhunter gets told by Ghostmaker he did a really good job. Who afterwards, we see looks at the news to see all the villains who are still active. The Rogues, Royal Flush Gang, and Firebug. With the day saved, Raven Red goes to give his dad a call to tell him how the mission went, and that he's sorry but he won't be able to come and visit anytime soon. However, after the phone call ends, his dad goes into his house, only to be shot by a clown multiple times, all out dying. Who seems to be a part of the Joker Inc., a group of villains that will be the next arc. This issue, in my opinion, was a very good issue for Raven Red. The character got to display how smart he was by outsmarting Professor Pyg. I thought his idea by grabbing that chainsaw and putting it towards his mother's neck was a really good idea, because he knew that Pyg would give it up. And a part of me wonders if that threat had some merit to it, as in, would he have actually have done it? And honestly, I think he probably would have. Raven Red does seem like the kind of character who is definitely more heroic, but kind of is in that bit of gray area. Also, him and Batman Japan has some great banter, which I really like. Batman Japan is, in my opinion, a really funny character. Which, funny in a good way. He's not cringe. He's really funny, in my opinion. So having the two of them work together was really nice to see. The Knight didn't do anything in this issue that much. She showed up for a few panels, which is unfortunate because she's actually one of my favorite characters in this series thus far. Also, while I love Ghostmaker, I'm glad to see the character isn't taking the forefront anymore, because beforehand, I felt like it was a Ghostmaker comic, Ghostmaker and Friends, basically. While I love the character, I'm happy that he is more of a part of the team rather than being just this main character. Because I love the Batman Inc. team and I want to see more of them, and I'm happy that this issue we got to see more Raven Red and Clownhunter. Now, the Knight and Batman Japan have been my favorite characters thus far in this series. However, Batman Japan and Knight both didn't really get to do that much with this issue, especially Night. She only showed up for, I think, a few panels. Batman Japan, like always, gets a few funny one-liners. But Ghostmaker still got a subplot, which I thought was really well done, and I did like the fact that he respects Batman so much that he didn't kill the villains. And the final character I want to talk about is Clownhunter, who in this issue is definitely like the main character. However, unlike previous issues, he didn't take away from the other characters like Ghostmaker did. And it is nice to see the character get something to do, because in the first few issues of the series, he was really just in the background. Personally, I never really cared that much for the character of Clownhunter. However, this issue in particular I thought was very well handled, and it did make me like the character a lot more. He does kind of have this like Red Hood light to the character a little bit, but I'm okay with that. Anyways, that's it. Like always, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!